Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know that I said that I was going to get to the boss on this one here, but if you notice, I added some text that says the level, and it says it's level 1, and I decided this would be good since now we're moved on to level 2. And basically, I'm going to tell you to go ahead and create a new canvas. Just create UI canvas, and then inside the canvas you are going to right click and you're going to create a UI text. And I know if Bracky's watched this right now, he would see the Unity default text and he would flip out. No, I hate that text so much. But since this is simple and we're just covering the basics in this tutorial series, I think that it'll be okay, and I could show you better ways to do this later down the road. But for now, when I get to the text, I pretty much set it up how I wanted it. And if you notice, I pretty much type level, then I hit enter and I just typed 01, and that way I get a view of what this text will look like when it shows up. But we're going to actually control this through code, but we're going to type this out in the code. So there's Bracky's favorite Arial right there. I went with the font style of bold. I left it at the default 14, and the rich text is fine. For this, you need to click on here and put it on overflow, and this on overflow also, or you will not be able to see the entirety of this. I also made it centered and centered middle, so it's not up down. So this is basically like horizontally centered and this is vertically centered. I did both of those, and that's pretty much it. My script that we're gonna write, level UI, I put it on the canvas itself, and as you can see, I created a folder down here in the projects underneath the scripts for level UI scripts, and I put the script on here. Now I guess we can cover the code, but I really wanted to tell you the quick way, since we're just doing a quick game and this is going to be where enemies spawn, you fight through some waves, and then you move on to the next level, and then you move on to the next level after that. As you can see, I went ahead and created the other three levels, because technically the last video we had level 2, but it should be blank. To fix that, all I did was just left clicked the camera and I held down shift, and I got all this. I right clicked, I copied, and then I just moved to level 2, and then I deleted the camera in level 2 since we're copying this one, and then I just right clicked and I pasted that in there. So now you get a perfect replication of level 1, and it's up to you if you want to change the color schemes, if you want to change the enemy spawn zones or whatever. You can definitely do that. And all you would have to do is just move all this stuff around right here where the enemy spawns. You can add enemy spawns, and the good part about the code is you can put new enemies in here as well, and you can add more enemies if you want to. So you can make each of these levels get progressively more difficult by using the same shell over and over again. And that's pretty much the way I set this up, just to make it a quick, fast game that we can put together real quick. And it's all about finishing what you start. And that's why I say that, worry about doing more difficult games that'll take you months and months when you learn the code, because you might take 1 year right now to do even a small game. But once you learn the code, you can knock that down to 3 months, and then you can start working on bigger projects the better you get. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up of how we're doing it. I told you we were going to do 5 levels. The 5th level will be the boss level, And now that we have everything set up the way that we need it, all you need is the code now. And this is how I did it. Using the Unity Engine UI, because of this text, it will not show up text if you do not import this namespace. So we have level text UI, and then we have a static integer because we're going to save and we're going to increase this number as we go. But this is actually what's going to be telling us what level we're on. We're going to create a file, we're going to call it level num, and we're going to store the level of the number right here. So we're storing level 1 right off the rip into this file, and then we immediately, every time we start a new level, we want to grab it and we want to make sure that level of num equals that. Now, to actually change the text, this is how you do it through code. And I've never really gotten into the basics of programming because I'm teaching you the basics of video game design. So anyway, this is an escape character. It's known as the new line. It works with strings, so the backslash n and 0 will take it, it'll take it to the next line. So it'll start off down here and it'll be 0. Then we're going to use what is known as concatenation in order to concatenate a string to an integer. This is how it will work. So that's how it shows up. So it'll be 0, 1 for level 1, 0, 2 for level 2, 0, 3. Just remember, that's how concatenation works, and this is an escape character and it works within strings. If you put a forward slash, if you put a forward slash in, it will not work. Works for comments, but if you put backslash, it does not work for that. So that's the difference. Now that we've created this, we had to go through and modify some of our older scripts. If you've been following the tutorial, I'll show you what I did. Basically, when it's time to level up, we want to store the level num right here, but we also want to increase it. So we're going to increment it by 1, and then we save that number so that when we move on to the next scene, it will show level 2 there. And that's how that works. And that's literally the only code that you have to add for this in most of these scripts. Now when we pause the game, if we quit, then we want to set the level UI back to 1 so that when we start over, we're going to actually set that and it will start back over from level 1. And then for the death scene, whenever we go back to the main menu, we want to do that same thing. We want to reset it back to number 1, and that way now we'll always, whenever you quit, you hit any buttons, it will go back to level 1. If you continue up here, you notice that we didn't do anything for the continue button because we don't have to. It's already stored in our file, and right here we're going to get whatever integer is stored in the file. So we didn't have to make any modifications there. And I think for now that's pretty much good. I'm going to get into designing on level 5. You can add as many levels as you want using this method. If you want 30 levels, go for it. You can make a boss on every 10th level, or you can make a boss every 5th. It doesn't matter. That's up to you. It's your game. But just get ready, because that is what we will be covering in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and definitely tune in for the next video. It's going to be awesome. Alright? You have a good one.